Hello, I'm going to take you through Club Coach. So we developed this system for Central Highlands Regional Council as a flexible and scalable solution to automate the manual process of collecting information while also providing valuable governance support to clubs. I'm going to start from the club's perspective. Club Coach gives the clubs access to a governance support and educational platform hosted on the webpage. We can see here. It also provides useful reminders and an easy way to supply information and documents to council. The training modules and dashboard is all available on the website with an account and password, while the reminders come through by email. So when the club first signs up or are added to the system, they receive an email with a form where they can fill in their required details and attach the necessary documents. For example, their last AGM date, their public insurance expiry date. And then they can also upload a copy of the AGM minutes and insurance certificate. So by inputting their details, they'll receive useful reminders, for example, to help them prepare for their next AGM, remind them when their insurance is going to expire, or to review their planning goals. So here's an example of an insurance expiry reminder. They get an email, and within the email, there's a button that opens up a form, and within this form, they can update their information and upload their new documents. The workflows are all set up as automated reminders triggered by the data. The club can also access their dashboard on the website. At any time, they can log in with a unique password. So let's go have a look at their dashboard. This is Springshore Working Horse Association's dashboard. So straight away, they can review their status of the documents. So we can see that they haven't sent through their minutes, their audited financial report status or OFT annual return status, but we do have their constitution and public liability certificate. We can also see their dates that they've supplied here. And in these spreadsheets, they can actually edit directly within their dashboard. So they can go in here and add in and change their committee details, their membership numbers, insurance and licenses. So these are the additional insurances and licenses. So their contents insurance, volunteers insurance, etc. If they say yes, they do require these insurance, they would automatically get an email where they can input their expiry date and upload a copy of their certificate if they want. And then they'll get reminders based on these dates. If they say no, they obviously won't get the reminders. And at any time, they can opt out. Qualification register. So here we've added in a general qualification register. It's general because we wanted it to be able to be used for blue cards or first aid certificates, etc. Or even coaching accreditations. So they can input the member's name, position, and an email that they want the reminders to go to. They can say what type it is or add in a different type and input this other information. And they'll receive reminders when the date due for renewal approaches. And there's different text depending on if they choose blue card or first aid certificate or another, for example. So the blue card reminders come with a little bit of extra information about how to renew a blue card and when to do so. And here they can also see their planning questionnaire they've input and update it whenever they like. So with the planning questionnaire, this is also sent through on email. So twice a year, they receive an email where they can edit and update their planning questionnaire. And this is set up with quantitative questions for these initial ones to really make it easy for reporting for council. And there's also qualitative questions that are open-ended where they can input their goals and achievements. And then the system keeps an archive of the data every time the questionnaire is filled in or edited to provide a history of the club's development. Okay, so let's go have a look from the officer's perspective. Every time a club uploads a document, the officers receive an email to review. From a link in the email, they can review the document and either approve or reject using a form, very similar to the club's process. So the officers also receive emails when a club has updated their planning goal or if an insurance document has expired. The email will contain instructions for the officers. The complete workflow is all through emails with these easy-to-use forms. Everything input into the forms is saved automatically into the system. And just like for the clubs, we can set up a dashboard for council to provide an overview of the clubs and their status. We can also set up dashboards for the individual officers so they can have an overview of their clubs and quickly see where action needs to be taken. The dashboards are all live displays of the data. The officers also have access to the data via the spreadsheets where they can amend and update as required. So let's go have a look at that now. So this is what I call the master spreadsheet, and it contains important information on the clubs that council require. So all of their contact information. It also has the council information, so the officer name. We've also specified owner, landowner, club type, and also the status of the documents and the dates. And each club also has their own documents, the ones that they can see on their dashboard, like we saw. So all of those spreadsheets from the dashboard are unique spreadsheets for each club. So we can link cells between data so there's no duplication and updating is simplified. So over those other spreadsheets, we've linked, for example, the contact person email. So it just needs to be updated here and it'll update in the other spreadsheets. And all the columns are locked in the required formats, whether it's a date or a drop-down list. And we can add conditional formatting to ensure problem areas are easy to identify, as we can see here, it's gone red. And we can set up different permissions with editing rights or view only, and officers can have edit rights so they can adjust as necessary. So this is a visual representation of the workflow we developed for Club Coach. Here is all that information we saw in that master spreadsheet. And then the workflows that are triggered by the dates and actions taken. So the blue lines here are all of the automated emails that go in and back to the master spreadsheet. The red lines here are the manual process that council take, for example, when setting up the club or inputting additional information. And then over here is the information stored in the club's dashboard, and also the workflows, automatic workflows that are generated from that information that clubs input into their own spreadsheets. That gives you a quick overview there of Club Coach. If you have any questions or you want to know more about these workflows or what's stored in here, let me know. Thanks.